Cap-and-trade legislation aims to protect the environment by reducing carbon dioxide emissions. Businesses would be required to pay for emitting greenhouse gases. A simple enough idea, but one that some say would hurt an already struggling economy.
As costs increase, businesses are going to have to look at their total cost to produce a pound of goods. And if that can be done cheaper in Mexico or in the Far East or in Europe, you're going to have to take a look and see whether your production can afford to stay here in the U.S.
But businesses are not the only ones who would be affected. In fact, it's the local workers who may really feel the sting.
It's especially bad for employees because many of them are going to lose their jobs as a result of this bill.
Congressman Ted Poe estimates that around 4,000 employees in Southeast Texas would be laid off, but it doesn't stop there. Some say the biggest effects of tax and trade will take place right here at the pump, suggesting that prices could soar and almost overnight.
It'll eventually raise the price of gasoline and diesel 50%. So we're going to pay another 50% to the cost of doing business for this new cap-and-trade bill, which most of that money will be going to the federal government.
Poe also says cap-and-trade isn't fair because it would have a much bigger impact on Southeast Texas than other parts of the country.
We drive vehicles in Southeast Texas, in all of Texas. Now, up there in the Northeast, they ride the choo-choo train to work. We don't do that down here. And so it punishes energy consumption.
Poe and other cap-and-trade opponents believe the energy industry is already doing enough to keep the air clean. They say that while businesses will pay up front, those costs will ultimately be passed down to you and me. In Port Arthur, Shane Doyle, 12 News.
Intrusion, stairwell 3.
Ion Security Systems opened up shop in Orange 14 years ago.
It gives you an alert.
Now they partnered up with 2 other U.S. companies to offer protection for international shipping freighters. Hijacking in U.S. waters are rare, but international waters are a different story, like the pirates off the coast of Somalia.
It's a huge problem. You know, whenever you look at the system itself and, you know, they actually capture some of the guys on the ship, how much is, you know, do you put a price tag on there? If you get a phone call, you know, what is it worth for a person, somebody that has gotten kidnapped?
The Triton Security Shield is made up of 3 parts. Ion builds remote-controlled cameras and an invisible fence line alarm. Some intruders may think they can sneak up in the dark when people can't see them coming.
Intrusion, stairwell 3.
Think again. Crew members are alerted to exactly where an intruder is and how many pirates are aboard. The second line of defense is a giant wall of water surrounding the ship. Ocean water is dumped down at 125 pounds per square inch. That's enough water to sink a 14-foot boat in less than 2 minutes.
There's no way possible that somebody's going to be able to climb up in a ship whenever this water is being pumped down the side of the ship.
The ship is also equipped with bulletproof shields in case of gunfire. Finally, the security system offers a bulletproof, impenetrable safe room for crew members to hide in. Ion Security says they're going through a growth spurt, and that could mean available jobs and tax dollars for the city. In Orange, Shane Doyle, 12 News. Melody Washington's been out of work for more than 2 years. She says she's behind on her bills and her unemployment benefits will run out soon.
It's scary. It's very, at some point, frustrating, but a lot of scary.
Once working as a customer service representative, she's now looking for anything that's available.
Might have to go back to something that I never thought I expected to do, fast food. You know, you have to do what you have to do when it comes to being a sole provider for your home, so, and bills have to be paid.
But that may not be a bad decision for Melody.
It may not be the ideal job, but it starts you somewhere.
A year ago, employers were hiring 10 to 12 people at a time. Today, they're only filling 1 or 2 spots, if any at all.
The job market is tougher than it was a year ago, no doubt, but there are some jobs out there.
One problem you may be running into is that there are no openings in your line of work. Employment experts say it's important to keep your options open. Don't narrow your job search to just one industry.
Look at all of your skills that you have, and if you've been laid off from a company or a place of employment in a certain industry, take what you did on that job and maybe you'll need to apply that to another type of industry.
There are currently job openings in 5 major industries: service, construction, energy, healthcare, and transportation. The service industry has the most positions available right now. Workforce Solutions has a large number of openings in everything from retail sales to fast food and childcare to homekeepers.
The service industry itself has a wealth of advancement opportunities where you can move into some of those higher level positions, where you can move into some of those management positions.
Believe it or not, there are quite a few high-paying jobs available too. When the refineries like Total and Motiva expand, construction jobs become available. It's no surprise then that there are currently many openings for combo pipe welders, journey-level pipe fitters, and electricians, all of which bring in around $60,000 a year. Not a bad living. Other high-paying jobs that you'll find openings for right now include positions in the energy industry, like comptrollers and analyzer technicians, which pay in the neighborhood of $45,000 to $70,000 a year, depending on experience. And if those jobs aren't for you, you'll also find a fair share of jobs in the healthcare industry. Both LVNs and RNs are in demand. Those positions pay around $18 to $20 an hour. Or maybe you'd rather be out on the open road instead of cooped up in an office. Workforce Solutions also has a number of listings for truck drivers too. Whatever jobs you're looking for, don't lose hope. Things could be picking up soon.
It's important to remember that this too shall pass.
We are hearing that work will pick up after the first of the year, and we'll see things starting to move much quicker than they are now.
In Jefferson County, Shane Doyle, 12 News.